with Riley to talk about omnipresence. Get ready. Riley's my dog, in case you wondered. Oh my goodness!
We've been taught that God is omnipresent, that He is all places at all times.
But what does this really mean? In this video, we're going to talk about all aspects of God's omnipresence.
So, get ready. What is omnipresence?
In the totality of His essence, without diffusion or expansion, multiplication or division, God penetrates and fills the universe and all of its parts.
So, let's break this down. God is present everywhere, but in full, not in part. So what does that actually mean? It means that God cannot be less of Himself somewhere. He is fully present and readily available everywhere.
Does that mean that God is present here? Is He present here? Even here?
Yes, He's present everywhere. God is completely unlimited with respect to space, unlike Kelly, captured inside of my sunroom.
The fact that God is not limited to space, like I am, is because He created space, and I didn't.
Wait a minute. If God is everywhere, does that mean that God is everything too?
No, He is present everywhere in His creation, but we need to remember that the Creator is not the creation.
God? Is that you?
God?
I don't think that's God.
So let's just say that God is not omnipresent for a second. What would that say about His character?
If there were any borders to God, any place where God could not be, that place would mark the confines or limits of God. We know that God's omnipresence is not limited.
God is omnipresent. Does this mean that He can be present in hell?
Yes. To say that God is not present in hell is to say that He's incapable of being in all places at all times. And this is a pretty tricky issue for some people. But we have to remember, just like Coach R always tells us, go back to what we know. We know for sure that God is omnipresent, meaning that He must be in hell. We also have to recognize that although God is fully present everywhere, He behaves or acts differently in different places.
God is present in hell in every way, but He displays no attribute other than His wrath. God is also in heaven, but instead of wrath, He displays His kindness, love, and blessing toward us.
What does God's omnipresence mean for us?
Well, it is both a comfort and a warning. There's no way that we can run or hide from God's presence. He sees and knows our actions, both the good and the bad. But we can be comforted by the fact that He is always with us and near us when we need Him.
There is no place on earth, land or sea, heaven or hell, where we can hide or run from God's presence.
So, as Christians, we need to live with that in mind. We're missing the most important part.
You're right. We need to find out what the Bible says about God's omnipresence.
So, y'all are going to find out for yourselves.